house.
Lumos Maxima.
It's not your classic fairy tale. There's no happily ever after. Instead, the relationship between Severus Snape and Lily Evans unfolds like a Shakespearean tragedy, one marked by childhood wonder, dark choices, and the heartbreak of loving someone who could never love you back the same way. Behind Snape's scowl and Lily's smile lies one of the most compelling stories in the Harry Potter universe, one that dances on the edge of light and dark, friendship and betrayal, love and loss. Let's rewind time and trace the path of two misfits whose connection shaped the destiny of the wizarding world. How Lily and Snape met, magic in a muggle world. Before the battles, before Hogwarts house rivalries, there was a little girl skipping stones by a stream and a boy hiding behind a tree with secrets in his eyes. Lily Evans was no ordinary child. Even before she knew she was a witch, magic clung to her like sunlight, accidentally blooming flowers, leaping gracefully from impossible heights. Severus Snape noticed. He had watched her from the shadows of Spinner's End, a grim industrial town that matched the heaviness in his heart. When he finally approached her with a trembling voice and whispered the truth, "You're a witch," Lily's life changed. So did his. From that moment, they were inseparable. Two children who didn't fit in. Her too magical for the muggle world, him too broken for his own, found comfort in each other. Snape introduced Lily to the world of magic. Lily gave Snape something he never had, someone who truly saw him. At Hogwarts, despite their separation by house lines, she a Gryffindor, he a Slytherin, their bond endured. For a time. The fracture, when friendship meets dark ambition. Hogwarts was a place of discovery and danger, and not everyone emerged unscathed. As the years went by, Snape became increasingly drawn to the dark corners of the wizarding world. Tempted by power, bitter over bullying, and eager for acceptance, he aligned himself with a group of pure-blood supremacists, future Death Eaters. Lily, with her strong moral compass and muggle-born identity, grew more uncomfortable with his choices. She saw what he was becoming, and she didn't like it. Then came the moment that shattered everything. In their 5th year, after being publicly humiliated by James Potter and Sirius Black, Snape lashed out, not just with magic, but with a word that cut deeper than any curse. Mudblood. It wasn't just an insult. It was a line in the sand. Lily, hurt and disgusted, couldn't forgive him. Not when he chose pride over apology. Not when he surrounded himself with people who despised what she was. She had been his greatest light, and in one breath he turned her away. Snape begged her to understand, but it was too late. The friendship was broken, and Lily was gone. You may be thinking to yourself, surely this was his single greatest regret. Keep watching, and let me know in the comments if you think differently. The Marauders versus Snape. A never-ending duel of spells, ego, and spite. To say that Snape and the Marauders didn't get along is like saying dragons breathe a little fire. It was open war. From day one, James Potter and Sirius Black had Snape in their sights. Whether it was hexes in the hallway, public humiliation, or the infamous upside-down pantsing, the Marauders never missed an opportunity to put Snape down. James, in particular, saw Snape as a threat, not just academically, but personally. He couldn't stand how close Snape was to Lily. And Snape, he viewed James as the embodiment of everything he loathed, privileged, arrogant, and popular. The tension between them was like a hex waiting to go off, and it did, spectacularly, on many occasions. There were even life-threatening moments, like when Sirius lured Snape toward Remus Lupin during a full moon. Dumbledore had to intervene to keep blood from being spilled. But here's the irony. The more James tormented Snape, the more Snape leaned into the darkness. It was a vicious cycle of revenge, bruised egos, and one-upmanship. The conflict between them was never just about school. It was about Lily. The evolution of James Potter, from bully to beloved. James Potter might have started as the Marauder-in-Chief, but he didn't end that way. By their final year at Hogwarts, James underwent a transformation. He was still mischievous, sure, but he matured. He stopped hexing Snape for sport. He focused on the growing threat of Voldemort. He became head boy. Most importantly, he started treating Lily with genuine respect. And to everyone's surprise, Lily noticed. It wasn't an instant shift. Lily had detested James for years, but she saw the change and she responded. She saw his loyalty, his bravery, his willingness to put others before himself. Eventually they fell in love. They got married. They had a child. For James, it was the triumph of love. For Snape, it was the final irreversible loss. Snape's heartbreak and lifelong devotion, the spy who loved her. When Voldemort sought out the Potters, after hearing the prophecy that their child would one day destroy him, Snape panicked. He had unknowingly delivered the prophecy into Voldemort's hands, and now the woman he loved was in danger. He ran to Dumbledore. He didn't ask him to save the child. He didn't ask him to save James. He begged him to save Lily. But she died. They all did, except Harry. Snape was broken. In Lily's death, he lost the last good thing in his life. But from that loss rose a new purpose. He agreed to protect Harry. Not because he liked the boy, he didn't, but because Harry was the living embodiment of the woman Snape had loved. He would keep her memory alive through her son, no matter the cost. As a double agent, Snape risked everything. He walked a razor-thin line between Voldemort's trust and Dumbledore's plans. He killed, he lied, he suffered, and ultimately, he gave his life. He never stopped loving her. His Patronus, a silver doe just like Lily's, revealed the truth to Dumbledore in one word. Always. Legacy. A love that changed the wizarding world. Severus Snape didn't get a fairy tale. He didn't get the girl. But he got something possibly greater. Redemption. He was flawed, cruel, and often unforgivable. But he was also brave, brilliant, and capable of extraordinary love. His life was a tragedy, but one that saved countless others. In protecting Harry, he honoured Lily. In dying for the cause, he became one of its greatest heroes. Their story isn't one of fulfilled love. It's the story of love unfulfilled and the power it can still wield. So the next time someone calls Snape a villain, remind them, sometimes the bravest thing you can do is love someone who can never love you back. And do it always.